Hi, good morning everyone. Good morning. Happy Thursday. We're back here. If you have something that can act as a blanket, which a towel, or if you have an actual yoga blanket, cool, but it doesn't actually need to be a yoga blanket per se. And then possibly a strap. Well, yeah, I'll say possibly, because I'll give you variations in case you don't have a strap or a strap-like item. A belt, or like the belt off a bathrobe is kind of softer. You could potentially even use like a long towel. It might be a little bit bulky, but you know, something longish. So grab that, grab that, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit. All right, hello everybody. Thanks for being here. Happy Thursday. I have a fun class planned in my mind. Hopefully I didn't plan too many things. I'm excited to be here. It's been a little nutty, you know, just trying to get everything straight and organized. So thanks for hanging in there with us. We have a YouTube channel that we're also putting together, so we'll have some stuff going over there pretty soon too. All right, so anyway, that's that. So let's get started. I'm sitting on this blanket, but I actually want you to lie down on your blanket or your towel or whatever you have. We'll do a little bit of back bending this morning. So we'll start lying on a blanket rolled up, your towel rolled up. I'm gonna go with a little bit of a thicker roll, just because I kind of want that stretch right now. But you wanna put it, so think like a bra strap and just above, right? Or the shoulder blade area. So what you want is for the towel or the blanket to be right under your upper arm if you have your arms like this when you're lying on the floor. So your upper arm should be just above and onto the floor, but kind of touching the blanket here. And that's how you'll know it's in the right place. So just cactus arms and get it so it's right under the upper arm. So I'll show you, but I just want you to have like a really clear idea of where it goes, because obviously I can't see you and I'm not sure if you're putting it in the right place, but I kind of really want you to get it in the right place. So your shoulders on the floor, your head on the floor, your arms on the floor, your chest being lifted. Oh, wait, I just cracked my back, so nice. Your chest being lifted up towards the ceiling. And just let your arms, you don't have to necessarily keep the cactus arms. You can just let your arms kind of go out to the sides. Relax your shoulder blades down your back. Legs out long, right? And just rest here. Let your body melt over the blanket, the towel, whatever you have rolled up underneath you right now. Right, if this feels like a lot for your lower back, you can make your roll a little thinner, unroll it a bit. You can also bend your knees, scoop out the tailbone, the low belly, and maybe stay like this. And if it just feels like too much altogether, just never mind, it's okay. Right, it's okay. So just take a couple of breaths. Actually, let's breathe together. Inhale through your nose. And use the inhale to fill your chest, expand the ribs, and then let it go, sigh. And just release the breath and let go of any sort of tension or gripping that's not serving you in your body right now. Do that again. Inhale. And we'll fill up and hold it at the top. And release it, exhale. Sigh. And do that one more time. Take a big breath. Use the inhale to fill your your chest, to stretch your chest, expand, pausing. Sigh it out, exhale, and just deflate and let the body soften as you release that exhale. The exhale is the less effortful part of the breath. And then start to come into your Ujjayi breath. Right, so as you're draped over your blanket, start to come into your steady, smooth Ujjayi breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out through the nose. And a steady stream of breath. Steady inhale. Steady exhale. So as you lie here for a moment, I'm just going to kind of throw something out there. I've been trying to listen to things that will help us, that I can give to you guys, and some sage advice. And I've been studying with a teacher online. I hope to meet him in person someday. But his name is Christopher Wallace and Harish. And he's a Sanskrit scholar and just all-around super groovy dude, and right, is a deep steeped in yogic philosophy. And I was listening to him discuss about how to deal with intense emotions. And I think we probably are all on maybe a little bit of a emotional roller coaster as we kind of go up and down with our feelings about this whole thing. And me too. One of the things, well, he said a lot of things actually, but so much it's also useful. But right, when we feel these strong emotions come up, we tend to put a story on it right away and label it as fear or sadness or whatever it is. When it's so much more complex than that, there's so many more layers to our emotions than just that. And then oftentimes, especially if it's something that we perceive to be, or we've been conditioned to perceive to be a negative emotion, right? Which there really aren't any. That's just we've kind of labeled them that way. But that we tend to we want to push it down or push it away or avoid it or positive think our way out of it or whatever it might be. But really, as that's not useful, it's not helpful, right? And all the feelings are valid, all the feelings have purpose. Everything seeks the light of loving awareness, right? So we examine it, right? When we feel these intense emotions, look at it and think about, what's the feeling in the body? My heart feels heavy when you're sad, or maybe I feel my pulse racing, I feel a tightness in my chest when you feel fear, or bring it into the body and what is it? Instead of calling it fear or sadness, feel it in your body. And then ask it what it wants to do, what would help it? Do you want to maybe screaming or yelling or running around or, exercising or punching a pillow or your sofa or, face it, talk to it, befriend it, don't just push it away because it's intense, right? Spend some time with it. And then sit still with it. Right, sit still with it. Right, all of our emotions are energy, right? Our life energy, right? It's all, coursing through there. So if we can digest it, process it, befriend it, right? We get that prana, Shakti. So, hopefully that helps. There's so much more, but I don't want to keep you on this blanket forever. So just a couple things you can try, when you feel the emotions come up. Try not to label it, or even if you do, just let go. There we go, sorry guys. get my phone to not ring while I'm doing this. Feel it in your body. Give it a physical expression. Ask it what it wants. And then take a moment to sit with it. You don't have to sit with it for half an hour, just a few minutes. Okay, so while you're here on your blanket, hopefully you're still there. Start to bring your arms overhead, just slowly. Circle the arms overhead, allow the stretch. Right, you don't have to do anything fancy, just a soft circle in the arms. Bringing the fingertips to touch, maybe overhead. And then gently bring the arms back around. Soft circle, like you're doing a kind of low-key snow angel. Right, don't try too hard. And just the arms, right, just the arms. Back up and overhead. Just feel the feels in your shoulders. Feel the stretch across your chest. Circle them back down. Again, easy snow angel, right? Soft. The hands can stay on the floor the whole time, maybe. And then one more time back up and overhead. And this time as we get the arms overhead, get a little more active in the arms and reach through the fingertips and stretch the legs out. Right, feel all that stuff. Okay. And let's bring the hands behind the head. It's a little chilly in here, so I need to warm up, you guys. Tuck the tailbone, so pressing through the heels. Right, lengthen your tailbone towards your heels, and then put your hips back down. Take an inhale. Exhale, curl yourself up off the floor. Lift your head and shoulders so you can look at your feet. Hey, feet. And then lower back down. All the way down, head to the floor, and then come up again. Exhale, pull the ribs in. Lengthen your tailbone to your heels. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower. We're going to do this a few more times. Lift up as high as you can. Right, try and get your shoulder blades off the blanket. Lower down. All the way down. Exhale, lift. Lift up off the blanket. Can you? Oh, it's hard. All the way down. I can, but maybe you can. Couple more times. Exhale, ribs in. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up. Keep your neck relaxed. Exhale, lower. Okay, this time, inhale. Exhale, lift. Now, if you can peel yourself up with your hands behind your head, go for it. I'm going to reach the arms, reaching forward, right? Reach, peel yourself up. All the way up. All right, you're sitting, maybe, hopefully. Relax your shoulders, give them a little shake. We can move the blanket out of the way and just appreciate how your upper back feels right now. Let's sit, take a moment seated, crossing the legs. However, honestly, you don't have to sit cross-legged. You can sit however you like. You can sit on your shins, your knees. We'll actually be there in a moment. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Maybe lifting the chin. Pressing the palms. Exhaling. Pulling the hands through center. Let's do that again. Inhale, reaching. Exhaling. Smooth, steady breath. Let's add an Om to this next exhale. Inhale, reach up. Gazing at your fingertips or closing your eyes. Setting an intention for your practice. And maybe today, you look at what comes up, right? And then feel it in your body instead of giving it a label or a name. Right? Sometimes the practice, right? It's all the stuff is in the body. The practice, the sensations, right? Things come up as we're moving through our poses, right? So just noticing the story, right? And then maybe digging a little deeper. releasing the hands down, opening your eyes. Relax your shoulders. All right, so let's try Ardha. We won't stay in it very long, but we're going to give it a go. So that means from seated, like Dandasana, maybe I'll show you this way so you can see this way first. We're going to take the right foot back. So bringing the foot back so the top of your foot is on the floor, possibly. Right, we're trying to keep the knees relatively close together. But top of the foot, if that's too much, you can let your foot kind of turn out to the side a bit, but if you can, top of the foot. All right, and then lengthening through the tailbone. Right, send the tailbone long. You're gonna start to feel some stuff in the front of your thigh, the front of your hip. Maybe you just kind of lean back a bit and you just stay up on your hands. This is great. Right, see how it feels. If you have the space to come a little lower, you can possibly lie all the way down. See how that feels. Maybe you take your left foot and you put it on top of your right knee. Your right thigh, maybe I should say. Don't force that. This is just if you want a little extra. Right, relax here for a breath or two. I'm just going to take a quick peek at the words on the screen to just make sure no one's telling me anything. Oh, hi guys. Hey Tracy. Hi everyone. Okay, cool. My oldest longtime friend Tracy is watching right now from Las Vegas. It's almost her birthday. Is it cheating if I say happy birthday to you right now, Tracy? Lay down. I know it's on Saturday, but just saying. All right, let's gently release this. So if you have the foot on top of the knee, let that go. Try and lift yourself up both sides together. Pull the knee across. Give your leg a little shake. Shake, shake, shake. Let's try the other side. Right foot, left foot. Left foot back. So again, top of the foot on the floor, knees relatively close. You're not going to break yourself if the knee goes out to the side, but we'll stay a little more in the stretch if we keep it here. Don't force it. Same with your foot. Top of the foot if you can, but if you need to have your toes out to the side, that's okay too. Lengthen through the tailbone, because that's going to help us get into the hip flexor a little bit, right? So lengthen through the tailbone, and maybe you're back on your forearms. Maybe you're sitting up on your hands, it's fine. Right? It's all fine. If it's too much for your knee, it's too much for your knee. You can modify this, having letting the knee come out a little wider. You can pull the heel in for more of a lunge position, just generally a little bit less intense. Maybe, putting the free leg on top of the bent knee, or thigh, really. Only if it feels okay, right? We haven't done very much, so we're just kind of feeling things out. Couple more breaths here. All right. Try and come up both sides together. So as you release the foot, your elbows can come behind you, right? And just pressing yourself up. Swing the knee out. Give it a little shake, right? Good. Okay, let's come on to hands and knees. We'll do some cat-cow. So tabletop, stacking the wrists under the shoulders. Inhale, draw the heart forward, lift the sit bones, stretch the belly. Exhale, hollow it out. So let's do that a couple more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back to a more centered or neutral spine, right? Hugging the ribs in, hugging the belly in. Actually, well, that's okay. I'm going to send the right leg straight back. Lengthen the outer left hip back and lift up through the belly, the ribs. We're gonna peel open. So we're picking also the right hand up. Root into the left shin, the left top of the foot. Peel open, reach up. So I'm just gonna spin so my back isn't to you. All right, reaching up, balance, right? Take the top arm, reach it overhead. Get a nice long stretch. And let's circle the arm, bring it around behind. Make a big circle. Up and around, do that one more time. Big circle, up and around. And then pretend to grab your right foot. Or maybe some of you actually grab it, right? Lengthen through the knee, hug the ribs in. If you can't reach, just pretend. Hug the ribs in, pull the hips up, open the chest, maybe look up, and release it. Come on down, hand to the floor. So just take a moment in your tabletop and just feel the difference between your two sides. I'm gonna spin back around. Notice your hips, your shoulders. Right, okay. Let's do side two. Send your left leg back. So again, belly lifted, right? Lengthening the hip bones up towards the ribs. Pressing the floor away. Root through the right shin, the right foot, peel open. Reach the left arm up. Like you're doing Ardha Chandrasana on your knee, right? It's basically what we're doing. Breathe. All right, reach it overhead. Take the top arm, stretch. The left side gets long. And then make your circle. Arm goes around behind. Biggest circle, right? Sweep the arm in front. Up and around, opening the chest. One more time like that. Sweep it around. And then bending the left knee. Maybe you catch the foot, maybe you don't. If you can't reach it, just pretend. Hug the ribs in. If you can't reach it, that's great too. Right? But in any case, lengthen through the knee. Right? Lengthen away, pull the hip bones up, open the chest, maybe looking up to see the ceiling. One more breath. Release it. Top arm up and come on down. Hand to the floor. So just take a moment, sit back. Relax your shoulders, feel the feels. Right, I'm going to take my sweater off. All right. Awesome job, everyone. Let's come back up to our tabletop position. Mount your shoulder blades down, away from your ears. Walk your hands a little forward, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Maybe you want to pedal the heels a time or two. Shake out your head. Open the mouth nice and wide, release the hinge of the jaw. And then settling in. Right, settle in, steady your down dog, steady your gaze. Smooth out the breath. Press evenly through your hands. One more breath. Shifting forward into plank pose, top of a push-up. Steady gaze, strong arms. Tailbone long, hug the ribs in. First plank, well, I assume it's your first plank of the day. To be honest, it's my first plank of the day. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now, notice if there's any intense emotions that come up when I say we're going to do that again. Come back to your plank pose. Right, so feel your body. Feel your body. Press the whole hand into the floor. Press the index finger knuckle. Press the thumb. Press your fingertips. Drop your knees if you need to. It's fine. Take one more breath. Lengthen forward. Maybe drop your knees to lower down. Bend your elbows all the way down to the floor. Back up a little bit. Reach your hands back. Curl the tailbone under. Lift the chest. Lift the legs. Shalabhasana. Press the thighs to the ceiling. Come on down, exhale. Try and lift through the inner thighs. Your inner thighs reaching up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift. The chest, the legs. Right, all of it comes up. Come on down. Interlace above the sacrum and tailbone. Inhale, lift. Reach the knuckles back. Soften your mouth, soften your eyes. Come on down. Switch the interlace. Other thumb on top, other pinky under. Tailbone under. Inhale, lift. Reach the knuckles back. Press your thigh bones towards the ceiling. Take another breath. Lift the heart a little higher. And release it. Come on down. Ooh, soften. Just feel the feels in the back body, right? What do you notice? Okay. As we do, we got to get up off the floor. Tuck your toes. Plant your palms. All right. Strong legs. Right, lift the thighs off the floor. Lift your hips off the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, press the floor away. Plank pose, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Shake your head out. Smooth out the breath. Press the thighs back. Reach the inner thighs through the midline and towards the back of the room. Or behind you, I guess. Inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk forward, jump forward. Bring your feet to your hands. Lift up halfway. Inhale. Fold back down. Exhale. Come all the way up. Inhale. Sweep the arms, reach up, stretch up, look up. Exhale. Hands to the heart. Dropping your gaze to your fingertips. Close your eyes. Just take a moment. Feel your breath. Feel your body. Check in. All right. Release the hands down. Turn the palms out. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, up and over. We fold. Empty your breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Drop the back knee down to the floor. Flatten your foot. Sweep the arms up. Anjaneyasana. Lift the belly up. Reach for the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands down to the floor. Tuck the back toes. Lift the knees. Step to plank. Pause. Hold it here. Tailbone long. Ashtanga asana. Knees, chest, chin. Drop the knees. Chest to the floor. Chin to the floor. Take a breath here. Flatten your feet. Melt the hips down. Cobra pose. Lift your chest. Shoulders back and down. Downward facing dog. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. All right. Send your right leg up into the air. Turn the toes out. Lift the hip. Bend the knee. Stretch. You can circle the ankle. Touch your foot to your head. Just kidding. Okay. Straighten your legs, square it off. I'm sure there are people that can do that, but I'm not one of them. Reach back, inhale. Exhale, round the spine. Pull your knee towards your nose. Hold. Pull it a little more forward. Pull your knee through your arms. Step your foot between your hands. Back knee down. Anjaneyasana. Reach up. Melt the hips forward. Exhale, hands come down. Tuck the back toes. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold back down. Spread your wings, empty your breath. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, hands down, left foot, step it back. Drop the back knee, sweep the arms up. Inhaling, exhaling to the hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers, reach the knuckles back and down. Lift the hip bones up. Send the tailbone long. Scoop your heart up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, releasing the arms. Reaching them up and overhead. Take an inhale. Maybe see your thumbs back there. Exhale. Hands come down. Tuck the back toes. Lift the knee. Plank. Belly in. Tailbone long. Breathe. Whole hand presses. Ashtanga Asana. Knees, chest, chin. Chest to the floor, right between your thumbs. Chin to the floor. Flatten your feet. Hips come down. Lift the chest. Cobra pose. Heart to the sky. Downward facing dog. Exhale. All right, a breath here. I'm just going to take a quick sip of my tea. Take a moment. I just have to. Sorry, guys. Okay. Left leg up. Turn the toes out. Lift the hip. Bend the knee. Good. Circle the ankle. Right, touch your foot to your hand on this side too. Straightening the leg, squaring the hips. Reach back, inhale. Exhale, knee to your nose. Pulling in round. Touch your knee to your face. Pull the knee forward. Step your foot between your hands. Back up a little bit, back knee down. Sweep up, Anjaneyasana. Reaching up. Inhale. Exhale, the hands behind your back. Do the opposite interlace. You're putting the other thumb on top. Right, as you reach the knuckles back and down, lift the hip bones up. Right, pull up through the frontal hip bones. Lift the heart up towards the ceiling. Take one more breath. Releasing the arms up and back. Look at your thumbs. Maybe. Inhale. Exhale. All the way down. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, step the back foot to the top of the mat. Whew. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, the hands to the heart. Take a breath. Side out, release the hands. All right, a moment. Standing in Tadasana. Hug the ribs in. Pull up through the hip bones so you feel the belly lifting. Right, and then lifting our back body. Turn the palms up. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, up and over. Hinging at the hips to fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back, float back, plank pose. Belly in, ribs in. One more breath here. Bend the elbows slowly, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down. Flatten your feet. Pull your hands back so that the heel of the hand is under your elbow. Right, your forearm is straight up and down. So the heel of your hand will kind of be back by your waist. Back up a little bit. There we go. Okay. From here, shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift your chest up. You can stay with your hips and thighs on the floor or straighten your arms. Lift everything up. Come into upward facing dog. Scoop the heart up. Inhale. Exhale. Up and back. Downward facing dog. Stretch back. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the heels. Bend the knees. Walk. Float. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Inhale. Fold. Exhale. Rise, inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale. Keep going. Surya Namaskar, A, inhale. Up and over, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, hands are down. Step it back, float it back. Chaturanga maybe to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Do your way back. Stretch. Smooth out your breath. Take one more inhale. Exhale, lift the heels. Bend the knees. Walk, float, feet to hands. Inhale. Exhale. Rise, inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale. Just get the hair out of my face. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Utkatasana. Actually, let's reach forward. Sit back into the heels and reach straight ahead. So you're super low, right? The hips are low, maybe the height of the knees, right? Shoulders down. Start to lift the arms, right? So you're still super low, but the arms are lifting more by your ears. All right, now, from your hip bones, peel the hip bones off the thighs and lift the chest up. Peel the hip bones up. Have the lift come from the hip bones. One more breath, reaching up, inhale, fold, exhale. Shake out your head, take a breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back, float back through the vinyasa, or not. It's up to you. You can always choose to skip the vinyasa and rest. Okay, right leg up into the air. Inhale, exhale, round the spine, hollow out. Step your foot between your hands. Let's come up, Crescent Pose. Inhale, rise. Bend the back knee so you can lift your hips up. Right, feel the stretch at the front of the thigh. Reach back with the inner thigh. I'm gonna turn. Reach back with the inner thigh on the left leg so that, right, we're bringing the left hip in line with the right hip. Okay. And then guess what? We're going to do it again. Bring your hands behind. Interlace. Keep those hips lifting up. Right, you're going to feel stretch here. Yes, let that happen. Okay, lift the chest up. Right, reach the knuckles towards your left inner thigh. Take one more breath. Heart lifting, knuckles reaching down. Release the hands. Up and back. Upper arms by your ears. Inhale, exhale slowly, all the way down. Whew, take a breath here, pause. Plant your left hand so your wrist is under your shoulder. Vashisthasana or half of Vashisthasana. So let me turn this way so you can see. Right, the right foot, as we reach the top arm up, it's the twist, right? Step your right foot halfway back, spin to the pinky edge of the left foot. Maybe you're here, maybe all the way back. Reach up, maybe look up, maybe float your right foot, why not? Inhale, woo, exhale. Top hand to the floor, plank, inhale, exhale. Through the vinyasa. Or rest, right? You have the option of the child's pose. I'm gonna sit my feet. Okay, left foot up into the air. Inhale, exhale, round, 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 round. Step your foot between your hands. Crescent pose. So bend. Right, bend the back knee. High on the ball of the back foot. Right, high on the ball of the back foot. A lot of what we do, alignment-wise, in yoga, is not necessarily the body's natural instinct, right? So we need to be conscious about lifting the back heel. We need to be conscious about lifting the hips up, about the inner thigh on the back leg reaching, the outer hips hugging in, right? Oh, so much to pay attention to. Lift the heart up, reach up. Keep the heart lifting, bring the hands behind. Do the opposite interlace. One more time. Reach the knuckles back and down, lift the heart up. Right, it's okay if you wobble, it's okay if you lose your balance. Release the bind, reach the arms up and back. See your thumbs back there, try. Inhale, exhale, slowly down. Hands to the floor, pause. Right hand on the floor, wrist under your shoulder. Draw the right shoulder blade down. Reach the left arm up, it's the twist. Step your left foot halfway back. Spin to the pinky edge of the right foot. Or step it all the way back. Vashisthasana. You can float the top foot if you like. Wish I could see you. Take one more breath here. Reach up, inhale. Come on down, exhale. Whew. Take the vinyasa. Rest. Right, I'll leave that to you. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Awesome, everyone. Sigh it out if you like. Okay. Stretch. Stretch back, inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Bend your knees. Firm the glutes. Reach the arms up. Now the shoulders down. Sit back into the heels. Bring your hands to your heart. We'll take the twist. Lengthen forward. Inhale. Left elbow outside the right knee. So right away, right, you have to be mindful of the left side because it'll pull forward. So draw the left knee back. Descend the right thigh bone down towards the floor and rotate from here. Lift the ribs off your thighs. Right? Keep trying to send both sit bones back equally. Maybe opening the arms. Bottom hand to the floor, top arm reaching up. One more breath. Unravel to chair. Let's try and do the other side. Bring your hands to your heart. Lengthen forward, inhale. Twist, exhale. Drawing the right thigh back and descending the left thigh down. Press into the palms. Open the chest. Lift away from your legs. Breathe. Can you open the arms? Reach up. Breathe into whatever story is going through your mind right now. We're almost there. Back to center, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, your legs. Feel your upper back. So good. All right. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands. Step back, jump back. Take your vinyasa. Right, or don't. You can skip it all together. Downward facing dog. Okay, from here, send your right leg up and back into the air. Inhale it up. Exhale. Round the spine. Pull your knee forward. Step your foot between your hands. Warrior one. So heel to the floor. Slightly to the left of the right heel. Yeah, so come on up. Reach with the inner thigh. Reach it back and away. Hands to your heart. Let's open up. Warrior two. I need to widen my stance front to back, but also we should all need to narrow side to side. So front heel is a beeline for the back heel. Narrower stance than warrior one, right? And then I'm a laser beam. Straight ahead. All of me, right? Soft gaze over the middle finger of your front hand. Right, look there. Glutes firming in. Right, your sit bones in towards each other as if you could, right? Make them touch. Maybe bend a little deeper. There's a lot of juice there. Good. Straighten your front leg. Keep the front thigh rotating towards the right, and then go straight ahead. You can look at your leg to make sure that you're staying in line, right? And then don't go too low that you start to get pushed, right? Stay, hand comes down wherever it lands. Look up. Draw the right hip under, and then lengthen the right side of the body. Lengthen out through the right armpit, right hip back. And then again, firm your glutes. Firm the outer left hip, especially. Well, really both. Okay, my favorite Ardha Chandrasana. Bend the front knee. Reach your right hand. You can use a block. Back foot can step in or, ooh, one big step, haha. Right, challenge your strength, your balance. Come on in. Tailbone long. So if you recall, we did this on our shin earlier. Maybe we can do the same thing and either pretend to grab or actually grab, bending the lifted knee. As you come into this, lift up through the hip bones. The belly wants to spill. Pull the hip bones towards the ribs, and then lengthen through the lifted knee. If you have the foot or the ankle, kick the foot away so you can stretch across your chest and your shoulder, right? Let that big stretch happen. It's so nice. One more breath. Release the foot back to Ardha Chandrasana. Pin the right hip back. Yes. Back to Warrior Two. I have to move myself a little bit. Land. Find the pose. Steady your breath. Steady your gaze. Reverse it. Up and back. Oh. Open up the right side. Lift the right hip bone up off the thigh. Come up, inhale. Release, exhale. Hands to the floor. Step the front foot back. Find your plank. Pause it here. I know. Right forearm, left forearm. Hug the elbows in. Walk it in. Walk it in, dolphin pose. Press the chest back. Hug the ribs in. Try not to clench your jaw. One can soften while you're in this work. Steady gaze. Smooth out the breath. Press your chest back. Breathe. Take one more breath. Walk it back to forearm plank. Separate your hands shoulder distance if they're not already. Tailbone long. Look slightly forward towards your thumbs. Come down, Sphinx. Drop the knees. Flatten the feet. Melt the hips and thighs down. Lift the chest. Hug the elbows in. Maybe you lift your elbows up. Hug them in. Heart lifts. Melt the pubic bone down. Bend your right knee. Touch your head. Put that foot down. Bend your left knee. Touch your head. Bring it down. Lift the chest. All right, lower. Forearms to the floor. Take a breath. Tuck your toes. Okay, abs. Pull your belly in. Peel yourself off the floor, forearm plank. Tailbone to the heels. Lean into your right hand, left arm, lean into your left arm, plant your right hand. Press yourself back up to plank, inhale. Exhale, down dog. All right. Take a breath or two here. Good. All right, ready? Send your left leg up into the air. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Step it through, land lightly. Warrior One. Back heel drops. So in Warrior One, there's some space between the heels side to side. I'll turn. Right, we want this runway of space between the heels, side to side. Obviously, it's much bigger front to back, right? But if we line our heels up, how is my back hip ever going to come forward? There's no room, right? If I scooch, oh, there we go, right? Yeah. Give yourself a little space. It's fine. right? And then we can come into that magical alignment, right, where everything lines up and we're just like feeling all that prana, all that energy in the body, all that life force in the body from the glutes. We'll keep the glutes firming. Warrior two, hands to your heart. I'm gonna widen front to back and narrow side to side. So now it's the line heel to heel, right? Left hip back and in. Laser beam straight ahead, right? Really, we're energetically forward and back, so we're centered. But we want to have that feeling of like condensed to the center, like a laser beam, right? It's a beam of light that's super focused, so that's us, super focused, right to the midline. Back leg straight, straighten up back leg. Steady gaze over the middle finger of your front hand. Warrior two, another one of my all-time faves. Slowly straighten your front leg. Watch the thigh. It wants to get lazy. Really, your glutes want to get lazy and let everything kind of roll. But no. But no. The alignment says glutes engaged. So glutes engaged. Firm the sit bones in. Reach forward. Right? Reach forward. You can look at your leg. Make sure you're staying nice and flat. We're still that laser beam, condensed to the center. Right? Peeling up, looking up. Maybe that left hip can hug back under a little bit more. Maybe the left side of your body can get a little bit longer. Maybe you can look up and see your top thumb. Take one more breath here. Uttita Trikonasana. All right, looking down. Preparing for Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon pose. Bend your left knee, reach your left hand. This is pretty wide. I'm just gonna go for it, because why not? I wanna be strong in this big stretch. So I'm gonna practice my strength here. Ready? Go. Hey, I did it, okay. It's okay if you don't, right? Breathe. Lengthen through the tailbone, right? Lengthen through the tailbone. Watch the standing foot because it wants to turn. And then if you can, bend the lifted knee. Maybe you catch the foot or the ankle, maybe you don't. But in any case, hug the ribs in. Pull the hip bones up towards the ribs. Lengthen out through the lifted knee. And if you catch the foot, kick it away and open the chest. And breathe in this beautiful stretch. And take one more breath. And let it go to Ardha Chandrasana. To warrior two. Bend. Woo! Feel that fire. Find the pose. Yes. Reverse it. Heart up. Lift the hip bone off the thigh. Come back up, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Take it down. Step back. Shoo. Oh, plank. I almost forgot. We're in plank. Plank. If you did a vinyasa, it's fine. Just meet us back in plank. I sort of kind of led you like that with my voice, but we're doing this. Left forearm down. Right forearm down. Forearm plank. Dolphin pose. Walk your feet in however close they'll go. Press your chest back. Breathe. Bring the big toes to touch. Lift your right leg up. Hold steady. Try and stay steady. Right foot down. Left foot up. Stay steady. Reach with the inner thigh towards the ceiling on that lifted leg. Left foot down. Forearm plank. Walk it back. Heart goes forward. Gaze goes forward. Breathe. All right, you got this. We're all in this together. Come on down, Sphinx. Lift the chest. Lift the elbows. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's come all the way down and rest for a second. Sorry, got hair in my mouth. Okay, we're gonna do Ardha Bakasana. If it's better for you to stay low, you can absolutely stay kind of close to the floor. But if it's possible to be up on your forearms, let's do that. So bending the right knee, lift up, right, left hand can come across the midline a little bit. Maybe you should spin around the other way, right? We're gonna reach back and grab the foot or the ankle and pull the heel in, lift your chest, right? Maybe the fingers spin around to point forward, right? Tailbone under. If you want a little more back bend, you can press into your front hand, lift the elbow off the floor, just like we did in our Sphinx pose. And then come down, down, all the way down. Whew, half frog, Ardha Bakasana. All right, so we'll see how I go on this side. This shoulder, it's my right shoulder, your left shoulder, but the shoulder's been a little funny lately, so I may not be able to do exactly what I did on the first side, but we'll see how it goes. Every day is a little bit different, so on that note, you want to stay lifted if you can be lifted. If you're down on the floor, just be down on the floor, right? Reach back, grab on. Maybe, oh yeah, okay. Breathe here, right? Lift the chest. If you want more back bend, straighten the arm, lift up, right? Pull the heel in, make sure you're breathing. It is some work, right? It is some work. Slowly release it. Come all the way down. A moment to soften here. Just making sure my shoulder's okay. I think it's fine. Okay. Guess what? Back to our forearm plank pose. We'll come here. Tuck your toes. Heel up. Ooh. All right. Right, it's good to engage your core after you do some big back bends. So leaning into the right forearm, we'll plant the left hand, hug the elbow in, press yourself back up to plank, and downward facing dog. Right, shake your head out, stretch it back, zip the belly. All right. Coming down onto the knees. For a couple rounds of Ustrasana, which is camel pose. Which one's it? Okay. I did probably plan too many things, so I may have to edit a little bit, but it's okay. If you're not sure, right, let's do our first round with the heels lifted, the toes tucked. If you know, like, oh, I've done this before, I know, I put my feet flat. Perfect. Do that. I don't mind. Either way. Right, you know what this feels like in your body, right? I can't even see you, so kind of on the honor system, right? Do what makes sense for you. Lift the hips. So another teacher, it's like mentioning your teacher's day. My teacher Annie, there's wheels. There's a wheel spinning in your pelvis. Hips lifting up, tailbone lengthening down. Right, and that little wheel just keeps spinning for us, right? Or we keep it spinning. It would be lovely if it spun on its own, and maybe over time and with a lot of practice it will, but generally we have to keep our wheel spinning. And this one too, little one in the chest, lifting the chest, lengthening the shoulder blades, scooping them in, right? Right, and you can use the wheel to lift your heart up, use the wheel in the pelvis to lift your hips up, right, and then reach back and see if your heels are findable back there with your hands. Right, pressing down into the heels to lift the chest up. Breathing here. Possibly, well, no, let's stay like this. Lifting the heart, tailbone long. We're going to try and come up both sides together. Lift both sides at the same time. Hands to your heart, come on down. No, let's keep the toes tucked. Come down, hips to heels. Right, so you can press the palms into the chest, feel your heart beating. If you're more comfortable with your hands on your thighs, do that, right? So what comes up as you're here. For some people, this is very intense. Breathe. Relax your jaw. If you need to stop, stop, but try and take one more breath. Yes. And just one more. Okay, last one, I promise. All right, come forward, hands and knees, and just tap it. Woo. That used to kill me. It's not so bad now, you do it enough times. Okay, so if your heels were easy to reach on the first go around, we're gonna flatten our feet this time. So tops of the feet flat. If not, go back to tucking your toes. If you couldn't even touch your heels, you can work right here. If you happen to have like a bolster or something sort of firm, you could put on your legs to push your hands into, that's great, but if not, it's perfectly fine to reach, right? Just keep these hip bones lifting up and keep trying to lift your heart to the ceiling, right? Those are the big main actions here. All right, hips lifted, tailbone lengthening, heart lifting, spin your wheels. In a good way, in a productive way, right? Lifting the heart up, lift it up. The shoulders can lean back a bit, and then we reach back. There we go. I have to be careful with that shoulder. Reach back, lift the chest up, right? The thigh bone's moving forward, but at the same time, the inner thighs rolling back and in, right? Inner thighs rolling back and in. One more breath. Lift your heart up. Are you breathing? Come up both sides together. Whew. So this time, you can come down on top of flat feet or tuck your toes again, yogi toe torture. Yogi toe torture. Whew. Right, just notice the effects of your back bend. You know, there's not a ton of movement happening there, but boy, do we feel the energy of it. Oh, all right. Nice, everyone. Let's come on over, hands and knees, and downward facing dog. Oh. Right, stretch it out, stretch it out. We have a couple more back bends to do, which is why we're not going super multiple rounds there. All right, stretch back. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float feet to hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale, bending the knees. Reach forward, forward, forward. Sinking down. Oh, your butt to the floor. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick sort of quasi, not quite bridge pose, but you're gonna feel this break. Grab your blanket or your towel. Now, I should have mentioned that you're gonna probably need a slippery floor. If you're on carpet, you can use a couple of like paper plates or plastic plates. What you want is some slide on the floor. So if you're on a firm surface, a flat, you know, like wood or tile or whatever, you can use a towel. But if you're on like a carpet, you'll need paper plates or plastic plates or something that you will let you slide on the carpet. Okay, honestly, even here, you could probably even just wear slippery socks if you're on a flat surface, but in any case, you guys all have your towels and stuff. So I'm going to, just so you guys can stay in the frame, I'm gonna fold my mat over. If I go all the way to the end, you won't be able to see me. So I'm gonna just fold it so that I stay in the shot. Okay, you want your blanket or your towel or whatever you have off your mat, and your butt on your mat, your feet on your towel or your blanket or your plates or whatever you have. Okay, and then you're gonna lie down and it's gonna look a lot like bridge pose, at least at first. Some of you guys have done this with me before, so just first couple rounds, just straighten and bend, right? Straighten your legs and bend your knees. Push the heels away and pull them back in. Push and pull, and a couple more. Yeah, and maybe you're starting to feel how this is gonna go. One more. Okay, back up. So now we're gonna add a little something that will just juice it up a little bit for you. Peeling your hips up off the floor, a la bridge pose. So feel free to hang on to the sides of your mat, right? Lengthen through the tailbone. And then trying to keep the hips lifted. Go slow, press the heels away, and pull them back in. You're welcome for this. Push the heels away and pull them in. That's 2. Push and pull. That's 3. At any point, you can put your hips back down on the floor. a second if you're not already doing that. And in case you weren't sure about where your hamstrings are, you definitely know now. They're the backs of your thighs. Oh, my goodness gracious. And you can know now too what their job is, which is bending your knees. Okay, super fun, right everybody? Okay, move your blanket out of the way. I'm just gonna, probably doesn't matter that much. Okay, we're gonna rock and roll up into a squat and then hop our feet back. So, roll and roll and roll up. Ooh. And hop our feet back. Except I need to fix my neck. There we go. Okay. There. And maybe take a vinyasa. Maybe go straight to down dog. Wow, that feels really nice. Okay, hugging the ribs in. Breathing here. Okay. We have some work to do, actually. Let's send the left leg, and I know, but send your left leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine, pull the knee forward, step your foot between your hands. We're gonna plant the right hand, on the floor. Draw your shoulder blade away from you. We're coming into Vashisthasana again, except this time we're gonna try and do our Chapasana bind in Vashisthasana. So, a little more back bendy. Grab onto your left foot or ankle and just pull your foot off the floor. And then see if you can slowly peel open, kick the foot away, and do just like we did when we were in our Ardha Chandrasana, right? Chapasana, Vashisthasana. Ooh. And then we let it go. Bring the foot back forward. Find our lunge. Sweep up. Right, and now come up. So I know you have your left foot forward. It's fine. It's totally fine. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Because we're running out of time. Bring your hands to your heart. Stepping forward, a la warrior 3. On the left foot first, yes. Bend your right knee. Reach back and grab your right foot or ankle with your right hand. And then see if you can square yourself off towards the floor. The left arm's gonna reach overhead as you come to stand up. And Nanarajasana, the variation. Right, kick back, lift the heart, lift your back leg however high it'll go. Take one more breath as I tip over. Go back from whence you came. Can you find regular warrior 3? Beautiful. Back to crescent. Lift it up, inhale. Let it go, exhale. Shoo, step back. Maybe take a vinyasa. Maybe go straight to down dog. Maybe rest in child's pose. All right. Couple of breaths. We'll do the other side, and then we have to really start to cool things down a bit. Gosh, maybe we'll take 2 minutes for inversions after this, but then that's it. Okay, so as you get back into your downward facing dog, we're gonna lift the right leg up. Actually, let me face this way, so I'm not facing away from you. Lift your right leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, step the foot forward. So first we'll do Vashisthasana. Left hand, so your wrist is under your shoulder. Draw the shoulder blade down your back. Start to turn onto the pinky edge. We're gonna grab the right foot or ankle, right, either way. Pull it back, so maybe you just stay here. If you can, bring the knee back, right, just like we did in Ardha Chandrasana. Lengthen the knee away, open the chest, kick the foot away, Chapasana, right, breathe. Try not to hold your breath. We're gonna release it to bring the foot back to the top. Whew. Lunge, crescent, come up. Breathe here, heart lifting. Bring your hands to your heart. Go forward. Warrior 3. Oh my goodness. My left hip is like, what are you doing? Reach back, grab on to your left foot or ankle. Reach your right arm overhead and start to stand up. Right, kicking the left foot back, lifting your heart up. Right, find the back bend, Chandrasana, King Dancer. One more breath. Slowly release it. Warrior 3. Try. Back to crescent. Land. Lift up. Inhale. Woo! Let it go. Exhale. Step back. One last vinyasa maybe. Oh, downward facing dog. Oof, and child's pose. Oh my goodness. Take a couple of breaths here. All right. Honestly, you guys, I really just want to give us a couple minutes of upside down time, which you may feel like, why? But first of all this moving around is great for us, of course, right? And it's going to help our immune system. But I especially love upside down for that purpose, the circulating of the lymph, just really getting your body in the reverse of gravity, all that blood in your head. It's just great to flush the legs. The change of perspective, it's kind of pradipakshavavanam, right? Cultivating the opposite. So we get a little like, when we're up here, flip it upside down, right? Flip it upside down. Let's see what that does, right? So even if you can't do a handstand or a headstand or pincha or whatever, put your legs up the wall. Viparita, for the first time I've heard it pronounced karani. Viparita karani. We always say Viparita karani, but karani, so pretty. I like it, so maybe I'll say that now. But anyway, legs up the wall, or if you're feeling like maybe a little headstand, let's do a headstand for a couple minutes. It is very grounding, and it's also awesomely upside down. So interlacing, but layer your pinkies, because if you put them also interlaced, the bottom one gets super smashed. So this way we have a nice level foundation, elbow shoulder distance, and then we just use the pads of the thumbs, just this fleshy part to touch our head. The rest of this doesn't touch our head, right? And then top of the head, right? Top of the head on the floor. Elbows in, karate chop it, right? Strong arms, strong wrists. Keep them straight up and down. Top of the head, tuck your chin. All right, just the pads of your thumbs touch the back of your head, elbows in, lift your shoulder blades. Lift your knees like you're in down dog on your head. And then if you're at the wall, pick one foot up, try and find the wall, right? And then just see if you can get your other leg up without jumping, right? And just be here. We won't stay super long because we're kind of running out of time, but let's see if we can hold it here for 15 breaths. All right, lengthening through the tailbone towards the ceiling. Pressing the forearms down. If you're doing handstand or pincha, try and stay up there with us. If it's possible for you to add the pike the legs. Keep them strong. Breathe. Slowly bring them back up. Go slow. Take your time. Steady gaze. Smooth breath. Keep trying to lift your shoulder blades up away from the floor. Tailbone to the heels. Right? Stay strong in the belly, in the back. Last 2 breaths. All right, we're going to try and come down slowly, 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 slowly. Child's pose. to bring my arms back for this actually. You can have your arms forward or halfway back or all the way back. Soften your neck, your back. All right. All right. We have a few more minutes. This may go till 10. It's going to go till 10:30. Let me just say that right now. So we're going to Dandasana. We're going to stretch our hips. We're going to take a kind of low-key twist in our hip stretch, and then we'll take Shavasana. Okay, Dandasana to Paschimottanasana. So we sit tall. Dandasana is its own pose. It's like Tadasana, like our mountain pose standing. This is the seated version of that, right? Just the blueprint for our seated poses is here. Lift the chest, lift the chest. Shoulders down. Arms bent or straight, either way, but we do want a little press into the hands. They may need to be bent to have your shoulders down, mine do. All right, keep the lift in the chest. Reach the arms up and overhead. Take an inhale. Forward fold, exhale, just 5 breaths here. So grabbing your feet or use your strap, whatever you have like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lengthen out. We were gonna do the full version of Nadarajasana, which is why I had you guys grab a strap or a belt. And then I just ran out of time, so we did the mermaid variation. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, release the rest of the way. Okay, hip stretch, possibly if your hips will tolerate it, Gomukhasana. So that means we're gonna cross tight at the knees, right, and pull the feet back. But this time, instead of trying to be on the tops of the feet, you can be on the pinky edges of your feet. It may be a little bit on the top of your feet. Do what makes sense for your feet. I like to sit forward and stack my knees. I also like to kind of pin my feet in place. All right, it's a big hip stretch. You can do Sukhasana. If you're looking at this and going, what, there's no way I can do that. That's totally fine, you don't have to do that. Do this. Just cross one shin in front of the other and forward fold from there. Or lie on your back and do thread the needle if all this bugs your knees or your hips or whatever. Okay, first go forward. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hello, your hips. Right, so just breathe it in and breathe it out. Our hips can hold a lot of stress and sensation in that way, you know. It's part of our big fight or flight, you know, escape when we're stressed. And even if you haven't been like overtly feeling like you've been at home, whatever, there is a stressy buzz for sure. Right, so notice what's happening in your hips today. And don't force it, right, but just breathe it, notice it, feel it. Right, feel it, face it. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. It's all just telling us a story. We're deeply connected to our bodies. Of course we are. What would we be without them? Right, so listen to the story it's telling you. All right, we're going to turn whatever leg you put on top. Let's turn towards the top leg. So a little bit of a twist. And just notice what this does to the stretch. Just feel the feels. If you don't like this, if you're doing it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Just back off, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Come up. And just for the sake of comparison, let's go the other way. And just notice what this does, right? Notice how just shifting the direction of your torso changes this. It's all connected, right? We're a microcosm of the macrocosm of the world, right? So everything is literally connected in our bodies. It's all interconnected. Our connective tissue, our fascia. Let's come back to center and 2 more breaths. And we can really appreciate in the world right now how interconnected we all are. Right? Our health, my health depends on your health, yours and mine. Like we're all doing all these things to be safe together. Right? We're all connected. Everything is connected. Slowly come up. So take note of which leg you have on top and let's shake it out. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's good. A little wiggle waggle. Then we'll do the other side. So whatever version of that you were doing, do that with the other leg on top or in front. Stack the knees. We'll go straight ahead. Oh, soften your hips. Come into the fold. Again, feeling the feels and stopping where you need to. Find the edge and breathe. Right? And don't try and push it down. Don't try and, make it bad. It's just your body's talking to you. Right? Listen. Right? And just breathe into it. Right? Try and soften. So I don't know, maybe you guys too have been seeing all these things about how like nature is coming back to our cities. And the water is clearing and the pollution is clearing and there's fish and dolphins and deer and birds and all sorts of stuff, right? We're so connected. Right? When we allow, it's all there, right? It's all just waiting to be a part of our story. Nature, like earth, the world. All right, so we'll go towards the top thigh. Turn that way. Or towards the bottom leg foot, I guess. Notice this, and maybe it's different on this side, like the effect that this has. So just notice. Because even though for sure it's all connected, it doesn't mean it's all going to feel the same, Of course. And then over to the other side, so the top leg, the side of the foot. Oh. Notice what that does. For me, it's quite different side to side. It doesn't feel the same at all when I'm doing on this side versus the first side. All right, back to center. Oh my goodness. Take a few breaths here. Just allowing the stretch. Breathe. All right, one last breath. Take an inhale. Sigh it out, exhale. Oh my goodness. Okay. Come on up. All right, we're doing it. It's Shavasana time, you guys. So extend your legs. Oh, I'm gonna turn sideways. Ooh. Extend your legs. Do a little wiggle waggle. Shake it out. Lie down. So hold on to the backs of your legs. Roll it back. Right, you did it. Excellent work, everyone. Roll forward and back. Not forward and back. Sorry, side to side. Roll side to side. As you hug your knees in. And happy baby. Rock your baby. So maybe rock enough so that your knee can touch the floor. Right? Don't pull your knee down. Don't make it about forcing that in your hips, but just rock and tap your knee. Rock and tap your other knee. It's nice. Okay. If you want to kick out through the heels or do any other stretchy things before we head into Shavasana, I'm just going to turn the lights off so we have the symbolic dimming of the lights. And let's put a little music on for Shavasana enjoyment. So setting yourself up, feel free to use your blanket, your towel under your knees or under your head or wherever it feels comfortable. would just put a little bit of music on. All right. And you guys are going to relax here for a few minutes. All right, and I know when you're at home it's tempting to skip the Shavasana part, but, or maybe it's not tempting. Maybe you really want to do this part, but do it. If you feel the urge to not do it, maybe do it anyway. Lie down. Relax. Take a few minutes. Just let your practice sink in. And rest in Shavasana. Rolling gently to your right side. And using your hands to press the floor away, come on up to seated. And as you come to sit, close your eyes. And appreciate the effects of your practice. Just notice how you feel. Notice what's shifted mentally, physically, right, emotionally. All of these things can be affected by the practice. Bringing the palms to press at the heart. Snuggling your thumbs to your sternum. Let's close our practice, joining our breath and our voices again in a single Om. Take an inhale. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, bow your chin. And in this time where, things are kind of crazy, it's easy to get caught up, right? The prayer for peace. Feel free to say it along with me if you know it. Loka, samasta, sukhino, bhavantu, om shanti, shanti, shanti. Right? May all beings everywhere be happy, be free. May my actions in some way contribute to that end. Om, peace, peace, peace. Let's be kind to our fellow humans, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you Sunday. I'll be doing another live stream Sunday morning at 10:30. Okay. Thanks, everybody.